Yeah, but right now, we're definitely going to check out one Wonder Woman who has been doing so amazingly well in a male-dominated field. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Check this out.
Hello everyone, my name is Titilayo Bisiriyu. I'm the founder of RIYU Shoes Academy. I'm also the director of RIYU Shoes. What do? I'm a shoemaker. Yes, I make good shoes. Before I resigned, I was working as an accountant. It was during that process I tend to come across a story of a lady that makes shoes from recycling and tires. Her name is Titilayo Bisiriyu. She's from Ethiopia. This particular lady that happens to be my role model today, she makes shoes from recycling. And during that time, I went through her story. So her story inspired me to want to go into shoemaking. So that was how I sit down and I was like, Layo, what exactly can you do aside from shoemaker? Because during that process, I made some background research about, Nigerian shoemakers. Like, what exactly are we doing that are different from what people outside the country are doing? The truth is that even before I resigned, one thing I did not mention is that I sell ready-made shoes. I've always loved, to sell. I love business. So I sell ready-made shoes. So I could tell the quality of the shoes. These people are good at what they do. I also want to produce insoles that would help alleviate health issues globally by making use of our own natural resources here in Nigeria. So in terms of the discrimination, it's something that it is very hard to handle. Like, people tend to discriminate, oh, you are a lady, you are making shoes and all of that. But the thing is that I tell people I didn't go into shoemaking because every other people are going into it. I went into it to change people's perspective. And to change people's perspective, you need to speak people's language. There's a difference between speaking people's language and speaking it well. When you speak their language, they relate with you. But when you speak it well, you become their family members. So what I do is that I tend to go the extra mile, to source for my height and, to make shoes that would stand the test of time. Okay, I would even talk about the Goodyear welted. Like the Goodyear welted, I could remember the man that reached out, C1 man. He was like, I've never seen anybody produce Goodyear welted here in Nigeria. So I told him that don't worry. So we made research, at least that shoe. We made it within let's say two months, yes. So we were able to produce. So the man was impressed that, oh, a lady can actually, come up with something like that. I was happy. So it made me want to, go the extra and, tell him that, sir, you don't have to go to your country to buy good shoes. We make good shoes here in Nigeria. For the bad one, the lasting process was very, very bad. Very poor, very, very bad. The customer complained, he was everywhere. Like the way he shouted, the way he screamed at everything. But at last, we just had to refund him. Like, I had to refund him just for peace to reign. So we now have to go back to the drawing board and, sit down, re-strategize and, actually I had to reach out to someone better than me in the craft, ask them questions on how, to go about it. My dad is late, but my mom was in support. She didn't really say anything, aside from, friends, the discrimination and everything. So, but we thank God, here we have today. As you can see, this is one of my products. And you could actually tell from the material to the finishing down to the sole. Tell that I make the best shoe in the world. Before you go into it, you need to have passion. Don't just go into it because every other people are going into it. Go into it because you want to do something different and you must be passionate about it. my 3 tips for becoming a successful shoemaker. 1, you need to go the extra mile. 2, you need to do something different. And thirdly, you need to be passionate about it. My name is Titilayo Bisiriyu. I'm the director of RIYU Shoes. I'm also the founder of RIYU Shoes Academy. As you can see, I am a Wonder Woman.
That is so beautiful.
Amazing.
She is definitely a Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Without any doubt. I find stories like this really inspiring. You know, how you put your mind to what you want to do and you always give your best shot. And I dare say it spills over to every aspect of life when women are concerned. When you talk about quality, women always go the extra mile.
Yes.
They try as much as possible to get things done. Look at the founder of Canva, for example.
Yes,
Like she just saw the need. She saw that, okay, this is something that a lot of people are lacking, especially women who are working from home or trying to make, you know, giant strides on their own. I find things like this very, very inspiring.
Definitely, definitely. And of course, like you said, I think women pay attention to detail. So something I saw there was, of course, how beautiful the shoes looked. And I'm like, we can make this in Nigeria, because a lot of times you want to, of course, go abroad, do your shopping because you feel like it's going to be more durable. But here right now, that's why we're saying, buy Naija to grow the Naira. So supporting women like this would definitely help. And another thing that, you know, struck me was I make the best shoes in the world. That's confidence.
Absolutely.
I could see that. And of course, the world is her oyster.
Definitely. I think for me, when I think about it, right, while I was watching that, what struck me was the fact that, I mean, it's one thing to know what you're doing, do it even in the field where you feel like there are a lot of challenges, but then again, to go ahead, go a step further to train people to do that. So, but when she spoke about the Shoe Academy, I felt like that was something that I won't say, it's not like, I won't say men don't train people, but the truth is, I mean, it just takes a woman knowing to do something, and the next thing she's trying to figure out is how to teach the next person. In some cases, but in most cases, no, I'm just saying in some cases, in most cases, that is actually what it is. Because I know not long ago, I was having a conversation with a number of people, and they're talking about why is it that women are always doing events, this event here, that event there, and everything. Do you understand? You can literally see most, like, individual women literally trying to do maybe conference or especially even during the International Women's Month at the end of the year, a lot of doing this journals. Aside, I mean, men, I think men for men, when it comes to them doing something, is that entertainment or concerts or things like that. I mean, I'm not saying men don't do stuff, but I'm saying with regards to maybe an academy, training, this one, having this conversation, we are talking to people, trying to talk about, think of how many speaking conferences there are, or just maybe makeup tutorials. That's why the fact that it thinks of, I mean, it's things like this and all of that. But I think it's amazing because, I mean, when you give a woman an opportunity, just know that that opportunity is not dying, because you know we are nurturers, as Mary said. We grow things, and then we're always looking to multiply things, right? So yeah, I feel well done. She's doing really great.
She is, and I love it so much.
Yeah, they say when you give a woman a seed, she gives you a tree.
Of course, when you give her a house, she gives you a home. And I love it. All right, we're going on a short break. When we return, we're going to be looking at some hairstyles, okay? We're looking at the beauty tips for you today. Stay right with us.